Cinema certainly took a beating in 2020, with many films being pushed back and halted due to the ongoing pandemic. However, with things getting slightly better and vaccines being rolled out, it means films are securing their 2021 release dates, with a slew of horrors set to hit the big screens this year. These are the top 5 upcoming 2021 horror movies, part 3. Let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, we have Escape Room 2. Now, while Escape Room wasn't exactly the greatest horror movie ever released, it was a whole lot of fun, that's for sure. And personally, I'm pumped that we have a second one hitting our screens this year. Directed by Adam Robital and starring the likes of Taylor Russell, Logan Miller, Isabel Fuhrman, Thomas Cockerell, and Holland Roden. Now, this sequel stars the 2 survivors from the first movie, suggesting that the movie will pick up right where the first one left off. Of course, as we know in the first movie, a group of people are recruited to partake in an escape room, solve clues, and find their way out. However, they soon discovered that it wasn't a game after all, but instead a twisted experiment to see who was the fittest in the group, with many of the players being killed off throughout the game. The game is revealed to be orchestrated by a figure known as the Games Master, with the 2 survivors spying on the escape room organizers, waiting for their moment to enact revenge upon them. So, despite not having an official plot, it sounds like we might be jumping right back into the story, with the survivors defeating evil once and for all, hopefully. However, it was of course hinted to as well that the organizers might be way more powerful and sinister than we initially realized, meaning the battle might not be so simple. The movie is set to be released on July 16th of this year. Before we jump into number 4, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, it really helps us out a lot in the YouTube algorithm. Coming in at number 4, we have Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. Personally, I really enjoy all of the Resident Evil movies, and by all I mean movies 1 to 3. The rest were absolutely atrocious. I think that's safe to admit. However, I love Milla Jovovich and I will not speak badly about her. She also follows me on Twitter. We're practically friends. This year we have a brand new installment in the Resident Evil franchise, this time with a brand new cast. Directed by Johannes Roberts and starring the likes of Kaya Scodelario, Robbie Amell, Avan Jogia, Tom Hopper, and Hannah John Kamen, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City is an upcoming horror survival based of course on the video game of the same name. Now, little was known about the plot of the movie until Sony Pictures and Screen Gems finally released the official synopsis. I quote, "Once the booming home of pharmaceutical giant Umbrella Corporation, Raccoon City is now a dying Midwestern town. The company's exodus left the city a wasteland, with great evil brewing below the surface. When that evil is unleashed, the townspeople are forever changed, and a small group of survivors must work together to uncover the truth behind Umbrella and make it through the night." Now, this doesn't reveal too much, but by the sounds of it, it looks like we will be getting classic Resident Evil that is much more in line with the video game, rather than the previous movies. Not to mention the characters we have returning for this movie are Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Leon Kennedy, all our favourite T-Virus fighters. Now, at what point this movie takes place, we don't know, but by the sounds of it, when the movie starts, the T-Virus will already be in full swing, with the survivors attempting to put an end to Umbrella. Roberts has promised that this film is set to be scarier than any of its predecessors, so that's certainly something to look forward to. The movie is set to be released on November 24th of this year. Once again, they filmed in Ontario. Coming in at number 3, we have Nightmare Alley. Directed by none other than horror king himself, Guillermo del Toro, Nightmare Alley is the movie on everyone's lips right now. Well, at least mine. And you'll see why in a sec. And perhaps this is the most anticipated movie coming this year. The movie has an all-star cast starring the likes of Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Willem Dafoe, Toni Collette, Richard Jenkins, Ron Perlman, and Rooney Mara, with the film set to follow Stan Carlisle, an ambitious carny with a talent for manipulating people with a few well-chosen words. He hooks up with Dr. Lilith Ritter, a female psychiatrist who is ultimately even more dangerous than he is. Now, the movie itself is based on the novel by William Lindsay Gresham, which was originally published back in 1946. Now, like many of the movies on our list, this one is locked up tight, with very little known about it other than the plot and cast. However, a few images from filming have been released, with the movie and the cast looking incredibly stylish, specifically Kate Blanchett and Rooney Mara, who are once again reuniting after appearing in Carol together. My favourite, as you would expect. Despite not knowing much else about the movie, people are already discussing potential award nominations, with the striking horror imagery, stunning visuals already sparking interest across Hollywood. The movie is set to be released on December 3rd of this year. Merry Christmas to us. Coming in at number 2, there's Someone Inside Your House. Now, this is a movie that seems to be flying under the radar right now, but by the sounds of it, it won't be for much longer, with this horror set to blow everyone away. Directed by Patrick Bryce and starring the likes of Sydney Park, Theodore Pellerin, Dale Whibley, Berkeley Duffield, and Sarah Dugdale, with the movie being based upon the 2017 novel of the same name by Stephanie Perkins. According to Netflix, the premise goes as follows, I quote, "Makani Young has moved from Hawaii to quiet, small-town Nebraska to live with her grandmother and finish high school, but as the countdown to graduation begins, her classmates are stalked by a killer intent on exposing their darkest secrets to the entire town, terrorizing victims while wearing a lifelike mask of their own face. With a mysterious part of her own, Makani and her friends must discover the killer's identity before they become victims themselves." Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, the movie sounds a whole lot like Pretty Little Liars, just minus the CW and with much higher stakes. Nothing wrong with that. I sort of enjoyed Pretty Little Liars for a whole 5 minutes. It was actually kind of fun. Whatever. By the sounds of it, There's Someone Inside Your House is a coming-of-age slasher produced by Netflix giants, with the story channeling a 90s horror vibe, much in line with classics such as Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. As for the release date, it is currently unknown. However, it is set to be released to Netflix at some point this year, so just keep your eyes peeled. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Malignant. James Wan rarely fails to disappoint in the horror department, with the director being behind movies such as Saw, Dead Silence, Insidious, The Conjuring, Annabelle Comes Home, as well as a few non-horror movies such as Furious 7 and Aquaman. However, James Wan is back again this year with a brand new horror story for us, Malignant, which he has written, produced, and directed. Malignant is an upcoming horror thriller starring the likes of Annabelle Wallis, Jake Abel, George Young, and McKenna Grace. Now, the plot has yet to be released, with Wan staying very tight-lipped about the movie. However, insiders have of course been trying to get any scoop, with there being various different rumors online, all very different and all sounding excellent. According to one source, the movie is set to follow 2 women on the run from a monster. Short but sweet, I like it. According to Movie Insider though, the movie focuses on Alan Gates, a cancer patient with a terminal diagnosis who is resigned to his fate until he discovers that his tumor is actually a mysterious parasite. Granted a second lease on life and incredible otherworldly powers, Alan must fight against an evil army burned beneath society's skin, all the while unlocking the secrets of his forgotten past. Now, like I said, this is all just speculation, with the only thing being released to the public so far being a short teaser included in an HBO Max trailer. We didn't get much, but we did get an image of Annabelle Wallis laying in bed, eyes open, shrouded in red light. Behind her appears to be a giant hole in her bedroom wall, with an ominous figure rising up behind her. Spooky stuff. Now, despite us knowing very little, this movie is expected to blow everyone away this year, and I am certainly ready for a good scare. The movie is set to be released on September 10th of this year. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Which horror movie are you most looking forward to this year? Leave me all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 4, because there's so many horror movies coming this year. I think we'll have endless parts. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, Top 5 Worst Horror Movie Death Scenes Marathon. Lee Noble said, "Lucy always looks so mesmerizing, but definitely looks like she is trying to hypnotize us so she can control us. Anyway, she's done another amazing job on these, definitely one of the best channels on here." Yes, I'm always trying to hypnotize and mesmerize people. It's unintentional though, this is just how I look. I look at everyone the same way. I look at you guys the same way I look at my family. I think it's just my eyes, but when I'm here, yes, I'm trying to hypnotize all of you to do my bidding. You're welcome. Comet Tamer said Matthew Lillard in Scream was just an absolute treat. He's great on most of his roles, honestly. Yes, him in Scream was amazing. I feel like he was an unsung hero. I mean, not a hero in the movie, but as an actor. He really goes unrecognized. No one really pays him much respect. I don't think anyway. Plus, I never really see him in movies anymore. I can name 2 films with him in. Scream and Scooby-Doo. What else has he been in? Oh, he was for sure in a movie where he played a boyfriend. Oh, what was that film? Oh no, I'm confusing him with Ashton Kutcher. Never mind. I was thinking of Cheap by the Dozen. Ignore me. Joseph said the gymnast scene is my favorite of the Final Destination series. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's certainly my favorite death scene to talk about, just because of how insane it is. Like, the air vent goes on, it starts to leak, it falls on a wire, then there's a screw that falls onto a beam, and then the fan blows the powder, and the powder goes in someone's eye, someone stands on the screw, and then a woman breaks every bone in her body. It's insane. Angela Petta said, Apostle definitely is the most gruesome on this list for me. It is nice to see Queen Lucy smiling. I would have missed this movie if it was not for your great recommendation, looking absolutely gorgeous. Cheers. Thank you. I do try to smile every now and then, but don't get used to it. I'm not trying to change, you know? But I think I'm just trying to trick you all with a smile every once in a while. I don't want you guys to get comfortable. I want you to feel uneasy at all times. So when I smile, I want you to be scared. And yes, Apostle was amazing. Definitely took me by surprise when that drill went in that guy's head. Changed the entire vibe of the movie. IC said, I am new to this channel, subscribe today because of the Lovecraftian stuff, but they have not disappointed. Well, thank you. I'm glad we have not disappointed. I'm sure there will be lots more Lovecraft coming up in the near future. And I know for a fact there will be. But thank you for joining us, and let us know what you want to see in the comments. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and until next time, I'll see you later. Oh, I wish I'd looked at myself, you know, before filming. I'm a mess. However, it was of course hinted to as well that the organisers might be way more powerful and sinister. However, it was of course hinted to that the organisers may be way... Oh, I'm just done. Oh, God. Characters we have returning to this... Coming in at number 2, we have There's Someone Inside Your House. House. I was going to say home, but that wasn't the title. Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, the movie sounds quite similar to Pretty Little Liars, a show that I definitely watched. Oops. Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, the movie definitely sounds a whole lot... However, insiders have... different rumors on the line. On the line. Rumors on the line. What the does that mean? Online. I made it into 2 separate words. I confused myself.